Yeah, so what I mean is that they take their time. So the beginning is where, I mean, you spend a lot of time on the ship knowing the crew. And so once they get to the planet where they're supposed to look at some life form that's supposed to be there, you already kind of have an idea of who everybody is. And also, it has a lot to do with the execution of the atmosphere. If you look at like you can see he took a lot of Ridley Scott took a lot of time creating the atmosphere. There's not much dialogue in the movie. So the movie is based off atmosphere and music. So the music is really simple. The atmosphere is really simple, but it's very dense. The shots, I mean, if you look at like the shots in the beginning of the movie, it takes all these slow shots of the ship. It's setting the stage of what they're going to have to go through inside this ship. So you're getting the ship, and the ship feels real because it's just dense and everything is like there. And it took its time, allowing the viewer to kind of marinate in this atmosphere. And the music is not over the top. The music kind of fits the stage of the pacing of the film. Very light, not overdone, and it's a lot of like the music stops and it's quiet. Like it's a really quiet film. It's almost relaxing in the beginning parts. When they get to the ship is not explained at all. There's nothing there that it lets them know why or what this could be. And the problem with the franchise now is that they're trying to explain all these things that never needed to be explained. They killed the mystery. There's no more mystery. Don't get me wrong, they're kind of fun movies to watch, but if they ever want to really capture the original, they got to slow down, and bring the mystery. There's no more mystery with the alien now. Now if you watch the original, you had no idea what this creature was capable of. You didn't know how powerful it was. You didn't know like if it was going to come back or if they. So I mean, there was always a question of all these things, and that's what the suspense is all about: is the unknown. It felt unworldly, and the characters dealt with it in a sense where they felt like it was unworldly. So that's really important for a lot of movies, and not to overdo the alien itself. Like the shots of the original Alien, every shot meant everything. The shot of the alien should be like seriously, like the money shot. Like it really is. Like every shot should be so delicate and like put in a way where um, you should tease the audience until you reveal it at the end. They don't do that now. Like you see what the alien is capable of way too quick. And with Alien, I mean, you barely see it until like mid halfway. And every time you see it, it's kind of just like either half of its head or a small portion of its body. And and they do a really good job. We need to stop using CGI too much when it comes to these like creature films. And we got to go back to puppetry. We got to go back to the atmosphere of what puppetry and like having something actually there and creating an atmosphere around it instead of that creature doing all the gymnastics to try to scare us. It's not going to creep us out. we got to go back to the mystery of what made the original so good. So if you look at like the Alien, okay, you see it, the chest burst scene, it did a good job of showing you, it shows you the alien, but that alien, the baby alien, is right there in your face. So you know, like, you know what it looks like, but it looks real because it's made out of non-CGI. It's not a CGI thing. It's completely a real thing that's there. So once it grows up, you know, in the movie, that's where they start teasing you of what it looks like. Like when the first guy gets killed inside the water areas and the chains, you see that scene. People don't realize how great of a scene that was, because the viewer has no idea what this alien is capable of. So when you see it, you don't know how agile it is. You don't know how strong it is. And the movie does a really good job of allowing the viewer to be completely confused by what this creature is. And that scene where it kills the first guy in the movie is done so well. The music, the mystery, the pacing, and the way it creeps out of the vent, and just the small things like the star of that scene. It's not just the alien, it's the cat. The cat's reaction. And you know what another star of that scene is? The water and also the chains that are dangling throughout that scene. Watch that scene again. When you see the chains dangling through there, it's that right there is tension without music. You don't need music to do tension. You just need certain sound is everything. Watch that part again and just remember the chains and the water that's dripping off the vents. That right there is the setup of why that part is so good. So I'm gonna go more into detail with this. I'm gonna keep on talking about Alien for a while because I don't think it deserves just a review. I'm not gonna do like normal reviews. I'm going to talk about why these things work so well. So I will go back and do more talk on Alien. We're just going to talk Alien for a while until we move on to Aliens. That's a whole other section. So I'll do more talking on part 3 of this, and we'll go more into the Alien and why it looks so great, and we'll go into the characters and why they feel so real. All right, thank you.